FIFA stands for Federation Internationale de Football Association. The 22nd FIFA World Cup is to be held in 2022. The second World Cup is to be held in Asia, since the 2002 World Cup in Korea and Japan, and the first in the history of the World Cup is to be held in the Arab region of the Middle East. The emblem was inspired by the traditional woolen scarf of the Middle East, embodying the infinity shape and the FIFA trophy. The scarf became the motif representative of the first World Cup in the winter season, and the letter A signifies the 8 stadiums where the World Cup will be held.
In addition, the curve symbolizes the desert wave in the Middle East. It's called layup comes from a parallel universe and is based on a traditional Arabic headdress.
Unusually for a soccer tournament where you have to kick a ball, there is a mascot without feet. Most of the reviews say it is cute, and there are many opinions that it resembles a little Casper ghost or a stingray. In the mascot video, past World Cup mascots appear as cameos.
On March 30th, FIFA unveiled the official ball on Richla. Heung-min Son, Lionel Messi and Mohamed Salah were selected as the main models. It is the first official ball bearing the updated Adidas logo. Qatar is such a small country that the majority of its stadiums are concentrated around Doha. Lusail, Arian, and Al Wakra are Doha satellite cities. Even Al-Khwa is within 50 km of Doha, so for World Cup tourists, there has been no other World Cup that was more convenient to watch. In any case, you could take a bus or subway even to a game that is not being played in Doha. From the player's point of view, the travel distance is reduced, so he can play in his the best condition. The opening game will be held on November 20th at 7 p.m. local time at Al Bayt Stadium in Al-Khor, about 43 km from Doha. The final will be held on December 18th at 6 p.m. local time at Lusail Stadium in Lusail area. Interestingly, the city of Lusail did not exist when the World Cup host was selected. A whole new city was built on empty land.
Of course, the new city has been built not just for the World Cup but as an international trade zone, and a shopping center will also be created. The city was completed in 2021.
According to Bloomberg News, Qatar has reduced its previous plans to build 12 stadiums and hopes to rebuild or build only 8 to 9 stadiums.
FIFA accepted Qatar's decision and excluded 4 stadiums, finally planning to hold the tournament in 5 cities and 8 stadiums.
A year before the event, rehearsals were held for the 2021 FIFA Arab Cup Qatar in 6 stadiums, except for the unfinished Lusail and the original Khalifa Stadium, which officially opened on August 11, 2022.
Seven countries submitted applications to host the 2022 World Cup, which closed on May 14, 2010. Korea, Japan, Qatar, Australia, the United States, Indonesia, and Mexico. From July 22nd to July 25th, 2010, the FIFA inspection team personally inspected the candidate cities. And on December 2nd, 2010, the host country was announced. Among the seven countries, Indonesia was excluded from the nominations, and Mexico gave up their bid to be the host. Voting proceeded until a majority country was found, and if a majority did not emerge, the country with the least votes was eliminated and the next vote was held. Qatar, which obtained the majority with 14 votes in the fourth and final round of voting with who remaining countries, was finally selected. The United States failed to host the World Cup but succeeded in jointly hosting the 2026 North and Central America World Cup with Canada and Mexico.
Ahead of the World Cup, the government of Qatar spent more than $10 billion to build the World Cup Stadium, road and rail transport infrastructure, and hotels.
And 1.2 million workers were put on this construction site. Most of the workers are Nepalese and Indians.
Considering that Qatar's population was about 2.8 million in 2018, this development means that almost half of the total population of Qatar has been put to work.
No matter how small a country may be, mobilizing this proportion of the labor force reveals the status of oil money.
Of course, the mobilization of foreign workers cannot be viewed negatively because the domestic labor force is too limited. In the case of Japan, after the location of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games was decided, a large-scale input of foreign workers was made due to a shortage of construction manpower in the preparation process. The problem in Qatar was that the workers' treatment was too poor, and there was a controversy about slave labor. In July 2014, ISIL, an armed terrorist group that took control of northern Iraq and eastern Syria by force, said the World Cup did not conform to the laws of the Islamic State. ISIL threatened FIFA to cancel the World Cup in Qatar, warning of stadium bombings and the use of Scud ballistic missiles if not obeyed. The possibility of an attack is very low at this point in time, when ISIL has lost most of its occupied territory and its power has rapidly weakened. However, the possibility of terrorism by Islamic extremist forces cannot be completely excluded because the lone wolf type followers have not been subjugated. Thank you for watching the video The FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 Part 1 provided by History and Current Events. I'm Tony, Mia, Rebecca, Katie, Leah have contributed so far as narrators. Thank you.